Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Caro for those who are new, and what I do here is basically to share any book reviews that I have read or books that people has recommended to me. This is just a space to share what we like to read. And today, since it's almost Mother's Day, I'm prepare a special video about books that you can either give to your mom as a gift or read together with your mom, or just read yourself to kind of reevaluate your relationship with your mom. The topic is the maternities basically, and you can use that as whatever you want, but I thought it was like a good topic because it's May, it's almost Mother's Day, and the way we relate with our mothers is just so essential to the people we become when we are adults or as we grow. But before getting deep, I just wanted to remind you, if you like my content, if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell there on top, so I can keep in that way you can help me keep creating videos and keep expanding the community and get to more people. So that being said, let's start. And these are the 4 books that I have prepared. Of course I'm gonna show you one by one, don't worry. But the first one is this one here. I'm almost sure it's in English. I always say that in all my videos. If you have seen it, you must say, yeah, okay, sure, when are you gonna give us the names? But in the description I put the name of the book and the author and the version in English if available. So this is Ángeles Mastretta. She's a Mexican writer, however her parents were Italian, and she is just, wow, an amazing fiction writer. But this actually is a bio, a memoir, more or less. It's written in a specific moment of her life when her mother died, and then she started to get more reflexive about her own life, her own relations, the relation with her mom, with her dad, with her brothers, with her own daughter. Like, it's a very introspective phase of her. And then she wrote many of essays about different topics they were coming to her mind, and then they pull all those essays together into this little book, which is super easy to read. She has a very easy relaxed way of talking things. Like, it seems like it's your friend telling you on a letter what's going on with her life. That's the sense I got with this book. But it also got like very close to my heart, because in that review she makes of her own life, you can also see yourself or identify with some of the feelings she has for her own mom. So it's really recommendable, easy to read. Like, it touches your heart, but it doesn't send you to therapy as the other books I'm gonna recommend you. So yeah, look for it. Again, the details are gonna be in the description. The name is La emoción de las cosas, which means like the emotion of the things. And it's just like how pretty simple stories of your life that you don't really think about later, when someone's missing, they become super valuable. And that's why it's so important to value our mothers, to value the moment where we are, and just think that what might seem very careless or not important, when someone's missing, becomes something very deep and very painful if you don't pay attention. So that's one book. The next one, I made a whole video about this book, if you can search in the videos of my channel, because this book is basically, wow, it's just gonna be my favorite book of the year so far, I think. The name is Breast and Eggs. It's written by Mieko Kawakami. She's a Japanese writer, and it's an awesome book. It was written many years ago, however, as it was written in Japanese, it got only translated like 1.5 years ago. It used to be 2 books, but when it got translated and published in the US, it became only 1. And it's just great. Look how many marks I have. It's just, every page blew my mind different ways. But the plot is basically, there are 2 sisters, Japanese sisters, that are actually like from the lowest socioeconomic level in the society in Japan. And the first book goes more about how we as women, as we grow up or as we get older, there's more and more pressure on our bodies to not become old, because when your body becomes old, then you are like second-hand product. And one of the sisters feel the pressure of that, and she's pursuing a breast surgery. That's why one of the of the one of the words of the title. But then in the second book, you can also see the issue of maternity, because the other sister starts to thinking about how can she become a mother without actually having a partner, which is something very very progressive for Japanese society, even in the 2010, around those years. Like, it was not even thinkable that a woman wanted to make a family without a man by her side. And just by thinking that, she was being very revolutionary. But also how to have a kid without liking or wanting to have sex. So it's a very deep book in the sense of the ethics of reproduction, of human reproduction. Who has the right to have a kid? And there's not a reason to have kids that is not egocentric at the end, selfish. Having kids is a selfish act by itself. I don't know, like, I haven't thought so much about it after reading this book, and I haven't found one single reason to have kids that is not selfish. So it goes about it. It also goes about how there are children that are brought to this world just to see and to feel bad because they are here, because they see their parents growing and suffering so much just to keep them. Like, who has really the right, who has the capability to bring a kid, who has enough emotional resources to bring a kid, economic resources as well. What's the ethics behind artificial insemination? Like, it's such a dense book. This might send you to therapy or just get you very deep thoughts about this matter, like why are we here, and why is someone deciding to bring us to this dimension or something like that. It's very deep, but also very enjoyable, very relatable, and it's also a lot about the world we as women face, and therefore that's why I think it's a great book, not only to give to your mother as a gift, but to read it together and discuss it. Of course, if you're a woman, but also if you're a man, to understand a little bit more how life is different when you're a man, when you're a woman, about bodies. It's just mind-blowing, really. That's a good book. Then this one here, Mom, Me and Mom, by Maya Angelou. As you might know, she's an Afro-American writer, and she's just an idol in US society, but I think everywhere in the world, because she went super far when, like, there was some, I mean, still, but there was so much racism in the US, and then she broke every barrier she had. She became a dancer, she became a writer, as people that work in the cinema. She wrote scripts, she made anything she wanted. She was so talented, but also the role of her mom was key for her to believe that she could make those things. And I don't want to spoiler alert or anything. No, it's not a spoiler alert, because this is pretty much known. But Maya Angelou did not grow up with her mom. She met her mom, or at least starting to build a relation with her mom, when she was getting to her teenage years. So in that sense, of course, there's certain tension there when starting to build that relationship. But most of the book is also about how that relationship evolved into something full of trust, full of love, full of a lot of things. It's just amazing to see how a mom like Maya Angelou's mom has so much strength in her to push her daughter up. So this is a great book, also good to read with your mom. Also, if you don't like deep stuff, just something nice to read and to discuss with her, this is the book. And finally, and I just read the name of the book in English and I just forgot, but I'm gonna put it on the box in this video. This is actually a book that was edited in English. This is a translation in Spanish, but if you, well, the author or the key person doing this book was Michele Filgate. So if you Google Michele Filgate Thanks Mom, something like that, it will appear, because it's a very recent book. But this is a series of essays about the relationship with our moms. The name in Spanish is Cosas que nunca hablé con mi madre, which means things I never talk about with my mother. And the English title is pretty much the same. Google something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna put you the details here in the box. But this is a really good book to again understand how our relationships as humans with the primary figures of affection, usually the mom, the dad as well, definitely have a mark on us, on the people we are, and how we develop and see ourselves in the world. So what Michele Filgate did was contacting a bunch of very talented people and then say, okay, I want you to write an essay about something that you haven't talked to your mom, of course that's what the title, but also something you think you have pending with your mom, something you haven't told her. And of course, as the world is diverse, also the essays are, and there are really jewels here. Of course, it depends on each person which essays resonate more than others. Personally, a lot of them did, but I think the beauty of the book also is the fact that, of course, these writers, I mean, as talented as they are not perfect. They are human, and they all have their issues, their unsolved things, their painful points in their relationship with their mothers, and you can really see that in the essays. Like, of course, there's authors that are more emotionally developed than others in that sense, but they all have certain things that's still painful in their relationship with their mother. Some of their moms are still there, some others not. Some have decided to put a barrier with their mother, some others have rebuilt that link with them. It's just very diverse, but across all the stories you can see that line of how necessary it is for us as humans to solve that relationship or to work on that relationship, not necessarily physically or talking to someone, but just in the way you have configured that perception of your mom and the relation you had with her. How is our responsibility to work on them, and how to, for the sake of our own mental peace, to develop and to make peace with that bond. So it's also really nice, and I think it's a good exercise depending on the level of communication you have with your mom, but it's really nice to read it together and try to see what things, also understand the relationship of your mom with her own mom, for example. Like, just go on the layers of the of the tree. So I think it's a jewel as well. So this is